I'm here for Mommy's job. The morning sun filtered through the tall glass windows of Sterling Corporate Tower, casting long shadows across the polished marble floor. In the spacious lobby, people in business suits hurried past, their footsteps echoing softly in the vast space. Behind the reception desk, Sarah Martinez adjusted her headset and prepared for another busy day. At precisely 9:15, something unusual caught her attention. A small figure approached the desk, moving with the careful, determined steps of someone trying very hard to look grown-up. Sarah looked down to see a little boy, no more than 4 years old, wearing a wrinkled brown t-shirt and jeans. His dark hair was slightly messy, and he carried a bright red backpack that seemed almost as big as he was. The child stopped in front of the reception desk and looked up at Sarah with serious, dark eyes. His small hands gripped the straps of his backpack tightly, and Sarah could see he was trying to stand as tall as possible. "Good morning," Sarah said gently, crouching down slightly so she could meet his gaze. "Are you here with someone today?" The little boy shook his head solemnly. "No, ma'am, I'm here for Mommy's job." Sarah blinked in surprise. She glanced around the lobby, expecting to see a parent nearby, but the child appeared to be completely alone. The morning rush continued around them, but Sarah's full attention was now focused on this unexpected visitor. "For Mommy's job," she repeated carefully. "Can you tell me more about that?" The boy nodded earnestly. "Mommy said she was coming here today for a job, but she's sick, so I came instead." He shifted his backpack to one shoulder and added, "I can do it for her." Sarah's heart began to race with concern. A 4-year-old child, alone in a corporate building, talking about his sick mother and a job interview. She knew she needed to handle this situation with extreme care. "What's your name, sweetheart?" she asked softly. "Tommy," he replied. "Tommy Chen? My mommy is Lisa Chen. She was supposed to be here at 9:30. Sarah quickly checked her computer system. There it was, Lisa Chen, scheduled for a 9:30 interview with the marketing department. But instead of the applicant, her young son had arrived. "Tommy, how did you get here?" Sarah asked, trying to keep her voice calm and reassuring. "I took the bus," Tommy said proudly. "Mommy showed me the way yesterday when we came to look at the building. She said it was important, so I remembered." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. A 4-year-old navigating the city bus system alone was dangerous beyond words. She needed to contact security and child services immediately. But first, she wanted to understand the full situation. "Can you tell me about Mommy being sick?" she asked gently. Tommy's face grew sad. "She has a fever and she's coughing a lot. She said she couldn't come today, but this job is really important. We need the money." He paused, then added with touching sincerity, "I'm good at helping. I can do whatever job Mommy was going to do." Sarah's heart broke for this little boy, who clearly didn't understand the complexity of adult employment but was trying so hard to help his family. She knew she needed to get help, but she also didn't want to frighten Tommy. "Tommy, you're very brave for coming here," she said, "but I think we need to call some grown-ups to help us figure this out. Is there a phone number where we can reach Mommy?" Before Tommy could answer, Sarah heard the soft ding of the elevator. She looked up to see a tall man in an expensive navy suit approaching the reception desk. It was James Mitchell, the CEO of Sterling Corporation. He was known for his morning walks through the building, but he rarely stopped at the reception desk. "Good morning, Sarah," James said, then paused as he noticed Tommy. "And who is this young gentleman?" Sarah stood up, her mind racing. "Mr. Mitchell, this is Tommy Chen. He's here about his mother's job interview." James crouched down to Tommy's level, his expression curious but kind. "Hello, Tommy. I'm James. Can you tell me about your mother's interview?" Tommy looked up at the CEO with the same serious expression he'd given Sarah. "Mommy is supposed to work here, but she's too sick to come, so I came instead. I'm ready to work really hard." James exchanged a meaningful look with Sarah, immediately understanding the gravity of the situation. "That's very responsible of you. Tommy, can you tell me more about your mother?" "She's really smart," Tommy said, his voice filled with pride. "She knows about computers and making things look pretty. She said this job would help us get a better place to live." James felt something stir in his chest. He thought about his own childhood, the struggles his single mother had faced trying to provide for him. He recognized the desperation and hope in this little boy's mission. "Tommy, I'm going to make some phone calls," James said gently. "But, first, would you like to have some breakfast? I think you might be hungry after your big journey." Tommy nodded eagerly. "Yes, please. I forgot to eat this morning because I was worried about being late." James stood up and spoke quietly to Sarah. "Call child services and the police. We need to make sure he gets home safely. But also, pull up Lisa Chen's application. I want to know everything about her situation." While Sarah made the necessary calls, James took Tommy to the employee break room. He watched as the little boy carefully ate a muffin and drank some orange juice, his small legs swinging from the chair. "Tommy, you did something very brave today," James said, "but traveling alone isn't safe for someone your age. We're going to make sure you get home to Mommy safely." Tommy looked worried. But what about her job? She really needs it. James smiled warmly. Don't worry about that. I think we can work something out. An hour later, after Child Services had arranged for Tommy to be safely returned home, James sat in his office reviewing Lisa Chen's application. She was highly qualified, with excellent references and a background in marketing design. The interview had been for a mid-level position, but James had something else in mind. He picked up his phone and dialed. Ms. Chen, this is James Mitchell, from Sterling Corporation. I understand you're not feeling well today, ... Yes, your son Tommy came to see us this morning. He's fine, he's on his way home now ... Ms. Chen, I'd like to offer you a position. Not the one you applied for, but something better. When you're feeling better, I'd like you to consider joining our team as a senior marketing designer, with a signing bonus and full benefits starting immediately. On the other end of the line, Lisa Chen began to cry tears of relief and gratitude. Next Monday, when Lisa Chen walked into Sterling Corporation for her first day of work, she found a small framed photo on her desk. It showed Tommy talking earnestly to James Mitchell in the lobby, his red backpack still on his shoulders. A note was attached. From your first advocate and biggest supporter. Thank you for raising such a remarkable young man. JM. Sometimes, the most important job interviews are the ones that never happen as planned.